200 feet away, but I'm gonna still drop you right here. Let me swing around real quick so I don't blow over you.
Is this upwind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water's so warm.
I've been diving no legs. I think eventually I might take them off.
Watch the boat, because I'm gonna be blowing your way.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justin Parr. We are back underwater. This day, diving, July 24th, 2020. It was a little interesting. This was one of our first diving trips after the pandemic hit, COVID. So it was a little awkward being on the boat close to everybody, but we made it work. Here I am loading my gun. We were diving a shipwreck, or shipwrecks all day today. The shipwreck we're diving here is called the Hyde. It is a popular scuba diving location, and in this case there weren't any scuba divers there yet, so we had the chance to dive the wreck without anybody else on it. Not many fish caught here on this wreck today, but some cool sights. Above the bow of the boat, scoping it out. This is my first dive, not trying to go too deep, just checking out the scenery. In this day, the visibility was nice, so we could see the top of the shipwreck from the surface, which was pleasant. Here, diving in about 70 feet of water. This dive, heading to the stern of the ship, the back part, seeing if there are any fish under there. Nobody home, but sometimes you'll see snappers, groupers, stuff hanging out either in this back cabin or even below under the fish. Under the ship. I didn't go down to the sand, but sometimes they hang out down there too. Really cool diving these ships. These are just a collection of dives, right? So we've done a bunch of dives all day. We're breathing up in between dives, making sure each other are safe, and making sure we're having fun also. I'm trying to dive all sides of the ship to check for fish that we might want to spear, and really just to explore and have some fun. Here I see a sandbar shark cruising by, and he doesn't pay me any attention. A lot of fish able to live on this shipwreck, including this school of amberjack, which circle my buddy Scott Davis as he's dropping down. This is kind of what the scene looks like from the surface, in case you were wondering. We will do a handful of drops on each spot before we move spots. This was one of my last dives before we got out and left the wreck. This, I was dropping to the sand in front of the wreck to see if there were any fish not on the wreck, and had these jacks swim up to me and have a cool ball of bait swim by too. gotta give the bait the shaka. We moved spots after this, and now we're diving in the artificial reef zone where the ship is being sunk. Here, taking a drop with my buddy Trey. You've seen him in these videos before. 2019, 2020, we did a lot of diving together. Wave at the camera, Trey. You're famous. Maybe not famous. Now the boat's sinking soon and we're getting out of the water.
Ship sinking. Let's get in. Good dive. Are you dumping? Just knob it off to the left.
Now this ship is being sunk in memory of Brian Davis, a local diver, scuba diver, and freediver in North Carolina, and Sam Blunt, among others. Mark Winneberger helped source and cater to this boat being sunk, meaning they went to all the meetings, they gathered the public attention, and there's a time lapse, and here's the last part of the boat sinking.
There it is, there it is. That's it.
That was a good time. Really cool. Of course, as soon as they sink the thing, we want to jump in and go dive all over it. There are scuba divers down checking, making sure that it is safe, and once they gave us the go-ahead, we jumped right in and started playing around. So the remainder of this video is just showing us playing around, having a good time, diving around the shipwreck. Here's Mark going down, and kind of paying homage here to Brian. Brian was one of Mark's great friends. I was not fortunate enough to spend much time with Brian, but I've only heard great things.
That is so cool.
Oh my god.
That is so cool. You can climb down it.
Now following Charlie down. and we were trying to get a group shot. Unfortunately, my GoPro today was tilted a little farther down than I would have liked, so it didn't get exactly the angle here. You can see I only get the guys' fins, not their whole bodies. We were joking at this point that Charlie could live in this boat. Here's Charlie here hanging out. Hey, Charlie. We're all stoked.
That did not feel like a minute long 53-foot dive. You guys know it says it on the side.
No, all these subsequent dives were just exploring the ship, checking out the surroundings. You can see the scuba divers there in the background. My dive times were not crazy long. We had about a knot or two of current this day, which was keeping our heart rates up. Here's Trey. It was fun being down there and running into everybody. The scuba divers had bubbles coming up, and we found it fun to pop them. Pop, pop, pop. Now I'm going to the bow of the boat. This is the cable up here that it was anchored to before it sunk and rolled over on its side as it sunk. Still air coming out of all the crevices of this thing, either from the scuba divers or just air being trapped. And there's Barracuda already hanging out around the ship.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking incredible, right?
Yeah, this is like a jungle gym for freedivers.
It's fucking unreal.
I like to think that I had the bubble popping world record. I was popping bubbles every time I was on the surface. Boop. Boop. A couple more dives for you here, crawling from the bow of the boat to the middle part of the boat, or the ship. Just exploring, hanging out. It was kind of scary to me to go any farther down, although I know some of the guys in our gang went deeper than I did. Trying to dive down with Mark and get some cool shots of him with the ship, but unfortunately the GoPro was angled off a little bit too far down, so none of these shots came out exactly how I wanted them to, but this is pretty cool here. Again, only got his bottom half on this too. And then this last dive, tried to get the entire group down to take a photo in front of the boat together. Again, I don't think I got everybody in frame because of my GoPro being angled off, but it was good in theory, at least. Lopaka Bounds, Mark Winneberger, Trey Reagan, Charlie Schotten, Scott Davis, potentially a few others I am not calling out. Apologies if I missed you. And that was our last dive of the day. Dove 2 shipwrecks today, one old one, one new one. Thanks for watching. I'll put up a related video here. I appreciate your support of my channel.
Yeah, boys. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.